I found another door in my house. I looked at the door with a mix of confusion and anger. Jeff, my friend and neighbor, looks at the door with me. The door looks old, not like the rest of the house, which is nice and clean, but this door looks dirty and crusty, something you would find at an abandoned house. I'm with you, man. I don't think I've ever seen that door there before, Jeff says. I let out a deep breath, trying to calm myself down as I unclenched my fist. So I ain't crazy. There's a literal door right there on the stairway? I ask him again. As if to prove my point, he goes up to the door and taps on it. You think I should call the contractors or the bank? As Jeff was just staring and studying the door, he looks again at me. Maybe the contractors? I don't know, man. He says this generously. He knows how pissed I am and is trying not to make me make a fool of myself. Well, I guess I'll call the contractors tomorrow then. Thanks, man. Sorry if I sounded angry on the phone, I tell him as we head to the door. It's cool, man. I'd be angry too if I found another door in my house. He then heads back to his house on the left. I shut the door, now feeling relaxed. I wonder how Sarah would react to this whenever she gets home. She would probably react the same as I did. Good thing she went out for groceries and I came back from the book sale at the Barnes & Noble. Before I lock the door, I write a note and put it on the front door for Sarah. I then go up the stairway with a now existing door on it, which I'm still confused about. As I get in the warm shower, I start thinking of after dinner to see what's inside it. You hear a lot of crazy stories of people finding another person living in their house. When Sarah comes back from the store, I show her the now there door. She says that she agrees with me and asks me the question I was hoping she'd ask. You want to open it? She looks at me, smiling with them daring eyes of hers. I smile at her as if to say I accept her challenge and reached my hand towards the doorknob and open it, my heart beating with anticipation. As my hand turns the doorknob, it stops halfway. I frown as I realized it's locked. I turn around and ask my wife if she's seen a key that we don't have, kind of like the door. She shakes her head no. Sarah then tells me that she is going to go get ready for bed and kisses me on the cheek playfully. As I watch her go upstairs, I then turn my attention back to the door. Why is it locked? Why did we just now notice it if it has been here before? I then hear my wife holler at me from upstairs to go to bed. As I go up, I take one last look at the door that seems out of place, and then I go upstairs. I hear a knocking from my sleep, and as I awake, I get up. I look at my wife to see if she was also awake, but she wasn't. I then get up and go out into the hallway and look downstairs with my heart beating. I hear the knocking, but this time it sounds a bit louder. I went down the stairs and looked through the keyhole of my front door. I don't see anyone there. My heart suddenly starts beating. It's the feeling that you get when you know that someone else is in your home. Someone that you did not invite. Heading over to the kitchen, I grab a knife from the knife stand and begin to search the house. I see nobody except for me and my wife. I slowly put the knife down as I feel a bit relieved, but the hairs on my body are still standing up. I jump as I hear the knocking again, except it's louder than the other ones. I put my attention towards the door that just appeared yesterday, my heart beating as I hear the new door shake as the knocking continues. I drop the knife in my hand as I suddenly start shivering, my body moving uncontrollably as I walk towards the banging door. Why isn't Sarah awake? I think. My hand, moving with a force that isn't my own, touches the doorknob and starts to turn. I smile, remembering that the door was locked because there was no key to it. With my heart beating like it was going to come out of my chest and my body feeling tense, the door somehow opens up. My heart drops as I see an endless plane of shadow in the room. It looks like it could go on for miles. With the door still creeping open, one of my feet take a step forward. I realize that I'm being drawn into this infinite realm of darkness. Sarah, my mouth tries to move, but it can't. Why isn't she getting up? I say to myself, no actual words leaving my mouth. I felt like I was going to cry. My left foot then follows the right one, and the cycle continues. It feels like time is moving slowly as I'm walking, like I'm headed towards the Green Mile. My eyes are beginning to swell up. I take what I think is my final steps in, and the door slams shut with a loud bang. I feel the force leave my body as I cry out in fear. I hear Sarah shouting my name as I look towards where the door had been. Mike! Mike! She yells, worried. I scramble towards the door and yell back at her. Sarah, honey, can you hear me? Mike, where are you? Where is the door? I slump down on the floor of darkness as I realize that the door is no longer there. I continue to hear my wife yell for me as she is banging on the spot where the door used to be. With nothing else to do, I cry myself to sleep. If you're wondering how I'm typing this, I found my phone in my pocket. I'm gonna send this message to anyone I can in hopes of finding me again. There should be more people here. Should be more doors. Sarah, my darling, if you are one of the people reading this, I love you and I will get back to you. As to the people that are not Sarah, if one day you notice a door that wasn't there before, wait till nightfall. When you hear the banging coming from your new house addition, please open it. Once again, I want to say thank you so much to DBZ King 13 off of Reddit for allowing me to read their story today. Please be sure to take the time to go to Reddit and check out their own subreddit where they post all of their flash fiction stories. The subreddit is r/lingering shadows. I will also be sure to put it in the description. Also be sure to watch out for the other stories that I'll be narrating by DBZ King 13, including the Dark Web and the Librarian. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a very spooky rest of your day.